I'll just take this bone out and then I'm going to show you the sirloin cap. So I'm removing got the sirloin bone here. Okay, so there's our sirloin bone out. So here's what I meant by it being a completely separate muscle. This is your sirloin. You can take this little piece out here, just like the end of it, just to give you a better look. This won't be part of it. I can actually show you underneath. There's your tri-tip there. That's your tri-tip muscle. So your sirloin, there's 3 different muscles that go into making up the top sirloin. Some places will just straight steak them. You know, supermarkets or butchers that like doing it that way. There's nothing wrong with doing it that way, but I personally don't think you're optimizing getting the most out of the muscles. You want to take this off. That's your sirloin tip. That can also be thrown in with the alternative grill steaks, but I personally don't think it's as good as these. I think it's better off longer and slower cooked, the sirloin tip for me. Sorry, the tri-tip, not the sirloin tip. The tri-tip. So here's the part I want to talk about, which is we'll remove that, just so you can see it. We'll remove that, there's the tri-tip right there. That would clean that out and that becomes your tri-tip muscle. This is the part I'm talking about, the sirloin cap. So you come under here and you'll see it has a completely different, see me pull it out like that? It actually doesn't really, it's not meant to belong on the sirloin. So you bring it out. Just like this, as you can see. Once again with butchering, it's all about following the seams. So there's our sirloin cap. We clean, there it is there. So we clean it right up, but it sits inside there like that. And then after there is like that. So after you clean it all up, you get that. This muscle here, its fibers go a certain way. And for it to stay attached to this one, you'll leave that heavy piece of sinew in. So if you're eating a piece of sirloin steak, you get that heavy chunk of gristle in there. There's already another chunk of gristle, which is right there in the sirloin. So the last thing it needs is another one. So the best part to do is to seam it out and clean it right up, remove all that silver skin. And then it's perfect for grilling. It's got a nice thickness to it of at least an inch and a half. On some of the bigger bodies, it can be at least 2 inches thick in the middle. So that's why I say the importance of pulling that out. So there's our sirloin cap on that one there. So now, I think we've covered off, you've seen the, what haven't we seen? We've seen the bavette, we've seen the sirloin cap, the flank steak, the hanger, I've explained that one to you. Now, the last but not least is the flat iron. So the flat iron comes, I'm going to give you a lesson in anatomy on this one. I won't pull down the front. But the flat iron comes from inside the shoulder blade muscle here. So it's completely inside there. And oh, you know what? What the hell? We'll pull it out. I can show you inside if you want. Let me do that. We'll get in there and see it. I'm going to mark that rib across there, straight line. Baby. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm pulling the blade out, the shoulder blade there, so I can show you inside to see the flat iron. So we're going to come down once again, always a recurring theme, find the seam. So the seam's right there. We follow that down hard. You get in here, Neil, and see that? See what I'm doing there, guys? A big fat seam that follows through there. So you've got to get on that and hit it. And the main thing is you don't want to hit, you want to stay on that seam. It's very important, because if you're not on that seam, you'll be digging into muscles, and you don't want to do that. Okay. All right, so what we do now, here we've got this plate here, if you look closely, is our flat iron plate. So if I show you this is inside our shoulder blade. So the reason why, there's our shoulder blade, just like on you, it's inside there. And if you look at this, that's the very tip, that's exactly where that starts. There's the tip of your flat iron steak right there. So you can see why it's so tender. It's hidden inside inside that plate. There's a plate under there, it gets no work. All the other muscles around it get lots of work, but it doesn't. It's completely hidden inside. It has a big fat piece of sinew, just like the hanger, that runs through the middle of it, but you've got to take that out. That's super important. If you don't remove that, it's almost inedible. It's a big sort of I guess you say a 1/5 of an inch thick sinew. So it'll have two pieces on either side, and you'll see there where we've removed it. So there's a little bit about the anatomy of where all of it comes from, understanding on the cow where everything comes from, as far as the alternative grilling steaks go. So I hope this was educational and you got to learn a little bit about alternative grill steaks. Like I said, in the summertime when you want to grab for that New York, think twice and try these and experiment with them. You'll have your favorite, everyone does. Try a hanger one week, try a flat iron the next, and figure out which one's your favorite.